Ruto's political conmanship game is far-fetched. And this goes a long way in 2022 when he was actually campaigning for the presidency. Remember the narrative of the Dynasty versus Hustler that William Samoei Ruto did peddle back then at the height of a struggling economy. With prices of basic commodities heightened, we are talking about maize flour, we are talking about bread, we are talking about cooking oil. The most basic items that we were using during Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta regime were so hiked that he, as the deputy president then, I'm talking about William Samoei Ruto, entered into a revolt between him and his senior, who was President Uhuru Kenyatta then, simply because he entered into an agreement of a handshake with Raila Amolo Odinga, which again hatched the narrative of the dynasties. This did relate so well with Kenyans who felt that actually we have someone who finally is listening to our grievances. We have someone who has been mistreated with the promise that kumi zangu kisha kumi za Ruto, meaning it's a promise through Uhuru Kenyatta that the Central Kikuyu community made to William Samoei Ruto that he helps Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta Ghana presidency first term, second term, then they will replicate that in return. And now there was Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta defying the promise they had already made, making the central region persons feel like, no, that is not our character. When you make a promise, we have to deliver. And that is what exactly they did. Now, in combination with other Kenyans, we did feel that finally we have someone who is listening to the hustler. We have someone who is listening to the lower cadre citizen. And there hatched the bottom-up economic model, whereby the benefit was to be to the persons who are down here. Mama mboga, boda boda. I mean, persons of the lower cadre were to be considered in this Ruto's regime. Unfortunately, it barely went 2 years and already we were having a broad-based government. We are having the same persons that William Samoei Ruto was calling dynasties. Raila Amolo Odinga, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. We have Gideon Moi. As we speak, Ruto now says, if we want to realize the dream of Kenya becoming a first-class economy or a first-class country, not a third world, then he has to consult with Raila Amolo Odinga. If we want this nation to be a first-class country, then he has to consult with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. If we want Kenya to be a first-class country, he has to consult with Gideon Moi. The same families, the Odinga family, the Moi family, the Kenyatta family, that he considered as dynasties and told Kenyans, this is the problem that you have as Kenyans, are the same people that Ruto has invited into his camp and are helping him drive or steer this nation. So my question is, between the politicians and we the citizens, who is fooling who, or whose mistake is it? Is it we the electorate, or is it they the leaders? Have you taken a moment to think about that? Because I really don't understand how in one moment someone is the deepest problem that is eating deep into our country, blocking development, and the next minute it is them who are supposed to be invited on the table to make sure the country is steered towards the right direction. Help me understand. Anyway, this is my personal take. The problem is we, the electorate. Whenever we go into the elections, we forget about issues. We forget about checking deeper into the persons that we want to elect. Despite William Samoei Ruto having cases of land grabbing, despite him having cases of allegedly killing children in Kiambaa Church during the 2007 post-election violence, despite all that, even he was convicted in the ICC, International Criminal Court, we still went ahead and elected him. And that was not the first time. Remember, we elected them as a pair during Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's vying for presidency and him as his deputy. Twice. Now it is him here. We are now debating between 2-term versus 1-term. Or should I say 1-term versus 2-term? We are the problem. As we speak, for the horses who are running for the presidential race, are we seeing a most ideal candidate? We may have popular, but do we have the most ideal candidate whom we are sure will steer this nation towards the right direction, who will make this economy celebrated once more as it was celebrated during Mwai Kibaki's era? Are we going to see free primary education, whereby parents do not have to languish day in, day out, gnashing their teeth, wondering where they're going to get the next school fees or the next meal for their children? Look at Shah, a scam. It's a cash cow to siphon billions from Kenyans who barely live below the per capita per income in the nation for the benefit of the broad-based government. Where are we heading as a nation? Even if we do civic education, we do the awareness, the Gen Zs and the youth decide that we actually registering as voters, then the persons who are availing themselves in that podium to be elected, either as MCA, as MP, senator, governor, women rep, and as president, are persons who actually, none of them is the ideal candidate. Have we helped this nation? What's your take? Give me your thought in the comment section below. And if you love content of this nature and you're watching from my YouTube channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button, so anytime that we are live or we upload content of this nature, you'll be the very first person to be notified. Ahmed Khalif is my name for the unscripted talks here in Dub Radio. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Timba kali za Afrika, Dub Radio ndio mpango mzima.